Carolyn Dorin Ballard successfully climbing the ladder. Exact opposite of what we saw in Fort Worth, Kathy, when Dede climbed the ladder to face Carolyn.
Carolyn, of course, being victorious there.
As the top seed position has been most of this season. And as she started, yeah, amazing.
But it turns out for the better, so I wouldn't think she plans it that way.
I would hope not.
No. As we're saying, maybe we're seeing a little transition. The lanes may be breaking down. Didn't look like too bad of a shot, but obviously she kept it in a little. Left the big 4, but she'll get the 2. Very important. Okay, so she's got the first one out of her system.
Done. She just chooses to bowl 9 frames. Dede Davidson, 34 years old, on tour 17 years.
Our latest Triple Crown winner.
Dede always tough in the majors. Out of 7 titles, 3 of them majors. That's pretty impressive.
Every year, a factor at every major.
And that was a really bad break.
And she did the opposite. Came up a little light. Ball never looked like it really finished. You can see it made a late charge to the pocket. Leaves a light 7-9. Normally you see that high in the pocket. She'll get 1.
Taking aim at her 7 pin, probably just trying to get comfortable shooting those corner pins, and right now, just a 1 pin match. Dede Davidson, I believe, calling for a re-rack on lane 25, not liking what she sees, it would appear. As I see it cycle, and some of the other ladies that did not make the show. Kim Adler was the defending champ here. She just missed out. Carol Giannotti Block from Australia. She had the 5th highest average, but only an 11 and 13 match play record.
And our number 11 qualifier, Anne-Marie Dugan, would love for you to join her at her website, bowlingballmall.com. And Leanne Barrett sitting right next to us, keeping score in 13.
Both players an open frame, light again, 3-9 this time.
That ball looks like it's really going long for Dede and not making move until too far down the lane. That's why she keeps coming up light. She could either go to a stronger ball and stay where she's at, or move a little right and soften up on her speed. Dede does have a lot of power.
Thinking that's fair. I'm pretty relaxed right now in the 2nd frame, as Carolyn Dorin Ballard looking pretty intense right now, as she normally does during a show.
Well, for her, is there any other way?
No, I suppose not.
She's definitely not the smiley face on the balloon we see, you know.
At least not during competition.
No.
8th in career earnings, you see that? $767,000. Ways to go to get up, and oh my gosh.
That was a strong messenger fight I ever seen. Well, here you see she comes up a little light, but obviously threw it really, really crisp. Gets the 7, not the 10.
I think the pin in the channel deflected that messenger away from the 10 pin.
Once again, switching to the best big ball to shoot cross lane at the spirit.
We talked about her intensity. We've also talked about her nerves, but she told you, Kathy, earlier how she feels with those nerves.
Well, actually, whether I'm bowling good or bad, I'm always nervous. I think because I put a little too much pressure on myself, and I expect a lot of myself, and when I don't see results, I get a little disappointed. But actually, it could be a little reverse now. I feel as if when I bowl bad, now everybody notices. It's not, oh, Carolyn's just bowling good. It's like, oh, my God, she's bowling bad. So I don't know if it's just at the end of the swing, but I just think I'm putting a little too much pressure on myself, and I bowled a little nervous this week, didn't make as many good shots as I have been, and I paid for it. So I'm a little lucky to be here, but darn glad to be here.
There's her 7-10. She left the 10, now she left the 7.
Okay.
I'm out of danger.
You're off the hook. There you see she leads the PWBA in earnings. She leads in average. She leads in points. She leads in telecast. She leads in titles. Really everything this season. Just as Annie McPherson has done several years out of the past 4 years. past 5 years, really, for Wendy, 4 of the last 5.
Now those last 2 shots being great shots, just lack of carry. My opinion, I probably wouldn't change anything.
Talk about Dede being a strong player, throws the ball hard. She's one of the few still throwing 16-pound equipment out here on tour.
God bless her.
And she said she has trouble sometimes getting it because the truck doesn't carry around so much 16-pound equipment anymore. All of these now throwing 15.
Dede, as we said, that is a very powerful player, has a lot of hand action, and that ball definitely rolled better, made a move, came up a little high though, left the 4-7. Easy spare. Dede also switched to plastic ball for spares. She definitely made an adjustment though.
And she talked about she's been actually drilling some 15-pound equipment because of not being able to get the 16. Kathy, do you throw 15?
Absolutely.
Man, it's not really needed with balls today, the heavier weight.
No, not at all. I threw 16 when I first went away to college back in '88. I don't know how I did it then.
I don't know either. You're only about 98 pounds, I think. Dede high again, and she's asking for some help there. Come on, keep falling.
One thing, she made the adjustment because now she's going a little high. She went right through the heart of the head pin, gets a break and only leaves the 2-4, which is a lot easier to make than what she had before the other 2 pins fell.
So she covers it up, and Carolyn, Dorin, Ballard now in the lead. We'll take a quick break. Stay with us. We'll name a champion. 8th frame. She leads by 2 pins right now. She has continued to strike on lane 25, but lane 26 has been a problem. And again, no strike on that lane. Dede Davidson doubled, and then in the 7th frame, Stone 8-pin, great shot. Couldn't have thrown it any better. Spared up. Give you a chance to see that shot. This was Dede in the 7th frame.
As we said before, definitely made the adjustment. Couldn't have thrown that one any better. She got robbed.
She went on, as I said, to spare that up, then struck in the 8th. But because Carolyn, Dorin, Ballard did not strike, the lead has again changed. The championship round finals of the Las Cruces, New Mexico Open are being brought to you by the Women's International Bowling Congress, striving for 86 years to identify and fulfill the needs of women bowlers. By Travelodge Hotels, first with families, relax with Travelodge. And by PWBA.com, the official site for news and information about the Professional Women's Bowling Association. Thanks to all of our sponsors, and Carolyn, Dorin, Ballard backed off the approach. A ball was stuck in the ball return as it was coming up, and she pushed it back. So meanwhile, while she's regrouping, we'll take a look at the other finishers again. Maxine Nabel in Australia. 4 consecutive match play finals for her. And Kelly Rapp, an up-and-coming talent, finishing up in 20th place.
21st, Laura Lee Daniel, having her best season ever. And 24th, a veteran Team USA member, Janet Pazinski from Cheektowaga, New York.
Big shot here in the 9th frame. Carolyn, Dorin, Ballard carries the strike to at least give herself an opportunity. Best score she could post if she would strike out in the 10th would be 206. Dede Davidson can still shoot 224, so she leads by 18 pins based on their maximum score.
Carolyn had the highest TV pair average also, 222. Dede with 11.
Oh, and no carry. Again, a good shot.
Almost left the 6-7.
Almost.
So we know 26 is definitely hooking. Really nice shot off her hand. Just jumped a little bit there at the end. You can see the 7-pin just going down. Caught a little bit of a break there just by leaving the 6-pin. Easy spare for Dede.
So on a spare again, the lead flip-flops because Carolyn Dorin Ballard has that strike up in the 9th frame.
Dede told us her spare shooting was great this week. She also changed to 5 steps last week. Very impressive for girls to be able to do that in the middle of a swing. You really have to have trust in yourself and in your game. You really have to know your game in order to, number one, do that, and number two, know to do it. So, very important.
That's a good point for people at home, too, to make those changes. Carolyn Dorin Ballard looking down. She doesn't want to see what's going to happen here. She will have an opportunity to step up and win her 7th tournament of the year. Meanwhile, Dede Davidson looking for her first victory this season. She wants it bad. She sure does. She can strike out here for a score of 204. And Carolyn Dorin Ballard can still strike out for 206. So a big, big shot coming up here on her second shot in the 10th frame.
This is where those pins on splits come into play. 1-2 pin games always comes down to the 10th frame. Doesn't matter how the game starts, it's always a nail biter every week. Mental toughness. That's what you'll see here.
Oh, tough shot for Dede.
She just said too, bad shot. She knew it.
She'll need to spare it up. And she can force Carolyn Dorin Ballard to strike.
You can see she got it out the left a little too quick. Wasn't going to recover. She knew it too. As soon as she turned around, she said, bad shot.
Dede covers it up. Carolyn Dorin Ballard will need the first strike 9 spare to win this title. And let's just point out that she has not struck on lane 26 in 2 games. She did not strike on that lane the last game, and she hasn't struck yet on this lane this game. And she will have to find a way to throw 1 strike, 9 spare, to break the PWBA record of 6 titles in a season held by Lisa Wagner in '88, and to tie the all-time pro record of 7 titles in a season held by Patty Costello in '76.
Great shot. Well, it was great off her hand, but we said before, even for both players, 26 started to hook. And you can see right there, great off her hand, but jumped right there at the end. She knew it.
She's begging for a trip 4, but Dede Davidson takes her first title of the year. We'll be back with more to go.